Well, what's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. It's gotten hot today. Doing some work on the house and the yard and stuff, and trying to get this thing done because it's a bit of a mess right now. But I'm getting it squared away and enjoying my day. It's Thirsty Thursday, and I hope you guys are getting your thirst on. I saw something today that was just like, wow. You know, I have so many trolls out there, people that just love to see me in misery and stuff, and they often comment, face the facts, Dak Prescott's done with the Cowboys. He ain't gonna get a contract. He sucks, and all that kind of stuff. They literally want to see you cry. I saw an article today that was really interesting because it basically said if Dak Prescott is let go as a free agent, there will be teams that will be willing to step up and sign him to a incredible contract. And they had 5 teams listed down there. And let me see if I can remember off the top of my head. The Raiders, okay? The Raiders, of course, they're always ready to sign anybody, even though their owner has passed away. Their Al Davis, they've always been the Maverick. They've been always ready to sign people that are named and things to make a big splash. And of course, you'd have to put them on the list. They had the New York Giants, which is kind of funny because I got Cop Pizzle sending me pictures of Daniel Jones saying he's the man. And I don't know how I'd feel about it. Could you imagine if Dak went to the New York Giants? Who else do they have on the list? They had the Pittsburgh Steelers, our mortal enemies from the 70s. Although you got Mike Tomlin. And then you had Seattle Seahawks. Seattle is interesting because they're a decent team. Gino has actually done some good things with them. But you look at that and say, okay. And then they had the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee, which is kind of a younger team that's rebuilding as such. As I look at that, and let's say you're Dak Prescott. Let's just say hypothetically, you're Dak Prescott, and you are leaving or you have the opportunity to leave the Dallas Cowboys, and you're looking at the New York Giants, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Raiders, the Tennessee Titans, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and those are your only options. I'm not sure that you look at those and say, yeah, I got a better chance to win the Super Bowl with those guys than I do with the Cowboys. I'm not trying to diss those teams and stuff, but you look at the Raiders are always swinging for the fence, but it doesn't seem to even really make them, a playoff team except every once in every, 6 or 7 years. They went out and they got John Gruden and everything else. Now that worked. They traded for Devontae Adams and things. And, they had all kinds of offensive firepower with Derek Carr and couldn't bust a grape. You've seen them there with Jimmy G and everything else. And you kind of look at that and say, that organization is as dysfunctional as the Cowboys. So I'm not sure that would be a good one. The Steelers, well, you could say the Steelers might be the best opportunity there of the lot because you look at the coach, Mike Tomlin, who has been stable and has always won with those guys, but hasn't had a quarterback, since really a few years before Ben Roethlisberger retired because he was old and literally looked like he was old playing football. The Tennessee Titans, meh. The Giants, well, if you wanted the publicity, you could definitely have it on old Broadway with the New York Giants, but the way they draft, you know how many first-round players they have that suck? Rest his soul, Rashid Why did we draft a wide receiver? If those are the only options, I think you stay in Dallas. I'll be honest with you. Now, if let's say Matthew Stafford's retirement, and you look at, say, the Rams, with Sean McVay as a coach, you kind of have to think about that one. Or, let's say New Orleans. I would have to say New Orleans because he's from Louisiana. Would be one of those places you'd say, yeah, I definitely want to go to New Orleans. Because New Orleans, see, the thing about New Orleans is they don't seem to mind spending the money. And New Orleans, you win in New Orleans, you would be a god. And I would say a job like those would be the ones where he'd say, I really got to think about this instead of being the quarterback of America's team. Because those are two opportunities that I feel like you'd say, okay, you've got a pretty good shot at maybe winning a Super Bowl. And that's ultimately what you're looking for, at least in my mind. Maybe I'm crazy, but it would have to be the right position where you look and say, this team is ready to win, and they need the quarterback. Because if it's not going to be winning a Super Bowl, you might as well stay in Dallas where at least you're in the spotlight. If I'm crazy, tell me I'm crazy. But that's how it kind of looks to me. To go to the New York Giants, you know, here's how sad it is for the Giants. And I'm not going to say that Daniel Jones is a bad quarterback, but they certainly have failed him. When you think about the number of offensive linemen that they've drafted in the first round that have failed, oh man, it's actually sad. And yeah, it's just sad. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. I think I'm going to try something different today. You know, I'm doing keto. And I've been doing some great meals, you know, on keto and things. And if you check out my cooking and tailgating channel, you'll get a bunch of the recipes. But I have a taste for pizza. And see, I don't like the cauliflower pizza crust, and it's processed so much that it's really not that good for you. But I'm thinking using some low-carb wraps and putting my tomato sauce and all that stuff on there and making like really ultra-thin pizzas. I'm gonna go get me some sausage, some pepperoni, some onions and peppers, mushrooms, put lots of toppings and make it nice and thick with all those toppings on there. Yeah. I know, I still got a lot there. But you know what? You know, it was kind of cool this morning. Got up this morning, made up the bed. My wife was staring at me. Like, what's wrong with you? She said, you know, you're looking. I said, thank you, baby. So maybe it's working a little bit. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.